Well, good morning, everybody. As you can probably tell by my surroundings, Michigan's summertime fun has come to an end. However, we still have Oktoberfest at Gilmore Car Museum put on by DeutscheMarques, and a little rain's not going to stop me in the old 928. So I was up literally applying Rain-X all morning. It's going to rain for the next like 4 hours, and it's going to be a high of 50 in like 6 hours. So only thing left to do is hit the road. Let's get there. Well, we've made it out of the downtown area and heading towards Gilmore Car Museum. It's thankfully, it's a heavy sprinkle. It's not really a rain at this point, so that's kind of nice. So for whatever reason, I decided we're going to do this. This is one of my favorite shows of the year. The first DeutscheMarques event I went to was their first Oktoberfest 2 years ago. Now I've been to every one of their events since, so it kind of got me involved with the group and bringing the 928 out to some shows and everything. So it's kind of near and dear to me. The German food and beer and Oompa band doesn't hurt either. That usually the cars get me there, the food and beer keeps me around. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a wet morning, but that's okay. I think we'll be all right. They're gonna have the, I think they call it the carriage house, where they usually have a lot of cars on display. At the Gilmore is gonna be empty. That's where all the tables are set up. It looks like a German beer tent for Oktoberfest, like a legit Hofbrauhaus style, you know, long tables, decorations, food, beer, the works. So there's gonna be at least a nice, warm, dry place to hang out while waiting on some of this weather to pass. I'm hoping maybe we get lucky. It's almost 9 o'clock now. I think it's supposed to go till, I think the rain's until 2 or so. I'm hoping we get lucky and maybe it only rains till, 11 o'clock. We do also have the color tour drive, which I'm signed up for starting in an hour. So clearly that's going to be wet. I'm hoping they still do it. I'm sure in the driver's meeting we'll hear a bit about being extra cautious with these wet roads. But I have a feeling they'll still do it. I don't think they're going to cancel it. Hey, BMW X5 for sale. You could bring that instead. Nah. I'm sure there's quite a few people who have decided not to show up based on this weather. On the flip side, it seems like these folks driving German cars usually drive them in almost any weather unless they're exceptionally special. So I'm hopeful we still have a good turnout. Either way, it's gonna be fun. There goes a VW with a roof box. That's a good sign. You know you're getting close when you start seeing Volkswagens with roof boxes. That means you're almost to the German car show. They're the gatekeepers of the German car shows. It never fails. I never see Beamers first. I never see Audis first. I never see Porsches first. It's always VWs, and they almost always have roof boxes. I can't explain it. There are some regular cars in the parking lot. I suppose that means there are people around. Oh, I have to pay. I have to get my monies. Let's see if my window's gonna roll down. Probably not. There it is. And just like that, we've made it. So I'm gonna go get myself registered. This guy next to me putting some Lucas oil treatment in his BMW. That's always a good sign. And yeah, show you around here in a minute and be on the color tour in about 45, so catch you in a few. We met the Gilmore for Oktoberfest put on by DeutscheMarques. There's some people turning up, which is pretty nice. All these cars lined up behind me, as far as I know, are part of the color tour. Usually they all park right here, so I think all these cars will be going out with me. I think it's theoretically 4 waves of 12 cars. We'll see how many show up. We definitely don't have 48 cars right now, but like I said, it's still kind of drizzly and nasty and cold and very European. So it kind of fits the ambiance around here. But just a few minutes, we're gonna have our driver's meeting, gonna be some extra safety stuff, I think, considering everything's soaking wet. Usually these roads are pretty dry for this event. So gonna go do that in a few minutes and then hop in the 928 and go see, well, whatever beauty we have in Michigan on a dreary day, but at least the leaves will look nice. So we'll show you what we can find. Well, this is a different experience than what I usually have on these color tours. Usually I'm just looking at the pretty leaves and all the pretty cars, and now I'm trying not to slide off the road. Ooh, turns, that's more exciting. Corners are very exciting now. So we're kind of on this straightaway piece of the route right now. But then once we get up to the end of this, we're going to turn and then go around a bunch of lakes and stuff. Be a lot more twisty-turny. So the excitement will continue. I'm just happy enough people showed up to do this. I was a little worried that a lot of folks would stay home, but there's enough lunatics like me to bring their precious German autos out in the rain. Hopefully you can catch some of the scenery around me. I figured you'd appreciate me talking to the camera instead of around the camera, facing forward. I think forward-facing camera has its place, but I don't think it's that entertaining to look at 20 minutes of. I think it's a little boring. If I had another one I could cut back and forth, I would do that, but I think for now I'll just have a conversation with you all and try not to slide into this lake. Look at that bus for sale. Oh, Zev. Oh yeah. That's a Western Michigan Broncos bus right there. Yeah, let's stay out of that. We don't need to be in there. It'd be a very bad time. It's kind of weird. Since I don't drive this thing in the wet all that often, I don't completely know what to expect with it. So we're not going to be too brave in these turns, that's for sure. These tires are far from new, and I don't know how they do in the wet. So we'll play it safe. I'll say having the windows cracked is a necessity. This thing fogs up and its HVAC is not exactly as functional as I'd like it to be. I mean, it's working, but I don't also want to completely full blast defrost myself and bake myself. And the rear defroster, I don't think it works. Just 80s car problems. The leaves I can see, I will say, are pretty. Yeah, it's a color tour, but it's mostly gray. There's color tour part 1 returning home. See, I was flashing my brights at them, but I think only one worked, so I think I was winking at them. We got some work to do on the old girl. It's all right, at least it's here. That's what I would say. There's a lot of work this thing needs, but hey, it's out and about. It's doing the thing. It's going to car shows. It's performing. I mean, sure, it could be better, but I think it's pretty good as it is. Yeah, fall happened really quickly in Michigan. It was summer, and then it wasn't. It was 80 degrees. We went on a vacation in North Carolina for 5 days, came back, and it was like 45, 50, and the leaves were falling. So, well, while I have you all here, hopefully you're enjoying the video so far. I know quite a few of you are not subscribed to the channel at this point, so if you like what you're seeing and appreciate my commitment to entertaining you, driving the 928 around this absolutely garbage Michigan rainy fall day, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can show me some of the love, and if you really like it, leave a like and a comment. Something else you should check out if you haven't seen it already. When I, about a month or two ago, trailered the car out to the Northern Vortice show in Frankenmuth, I'm going to put a link up above. You can click to go check that video out. We had a great time over there. Never been to that show before. I'm always at the DeutscheMarques stuff, so that's pretty local, but that was a cool show. So yeah, again, I'll throw a link on the screen. You can check that video out after this one. Photographer man. He's even harder to spot this year. I was in a black raincoat hiding under a tree. I still saw you though. Yeah, this part of the drive's cool. I know it's not really doing it justice with the overcast day, but these are some nice roads. Well, maybe not the roads, but the route. There's no such thing as a nice road in Michigan. Oh yeah, I remember this. This is definitely first gear alley. I was a lot more frisky. There's more photography, yay! I was definitely a lot friskier last year in those turns when it was dry. That's sketch city in the wet, not knowing this car in the water that well. It's nice though, if we're getting photos of the car, I might not have to get my own thumbnail. I'll just buy one of those. What did last year? Y'all, last year's video, woof. So here's the thing. I didn't really start posting on this channel until probably between Christmas and New Year's of 2022. Well, New Year's of 2023, you know what I mean. So I just I got my GoPro mid-year. I started shooting some video with my phone and the camera, just kind of learning, you know, didn't really know what I was doing or what I was going for. So I had some video and I shot some, we were at last year's Oktoberfest, and I was like, we'll give it a shot. I put that video out, but yikes, you'll see a drastic change in my content from video 1 to video whatever we're on now. That, I mean, you know, it was cool. It was fun to come out and do the color tour and everything, but let's just say I've learned a few things in the last year since I've been shooting video. So if you feel like going that far back, go ahead and check it out, but you've been warned. Yeah, this year the drive feels a lot more technical than it has in the past, considering, you know, the exponentially increased likelihood of sliding into a ditch. It's a new experience, but exciting. Definitely keeps you awake. Not sure you can see behind me, probably just the headlights of that BMW, but got that string of cars behind us, pretty cool to look at. Here we go. Oh, big turn, big turn, big turn. All right, back to our lake we don't want to fall into. We'll wake everyone up with first gear. It's almost 11 o'clock, I should be awake anyway. Well, the D-cell popping, 3, 2, 1. Love it. And now we begin our semi-leisurely drive back to the Gilmore. There might be something too going in the second group, because by the time we get back, the beer tent will be open. Usually when I get back, I gotta wait a half an hour, but I think German beer will be flowing by the time we get parked, which just makes me, oh, this is just too fun. Sometimes you get going on those corners, you're just like a smidge faster than maybe you think you should. The one back there was just the right amount of bank. It felt so right. Hopefully I'll be able to walk around the show a little bit and show off some of the other stuff that didn't make it on the tour and show you guys some of the other cars that came. Get our tag so everyone knows we already paid for parking. That was super fun. Like I said, a little stress level was a smidge higher with the wet roads, but that was a blast. It's kind of fun to take a drive with a group of cars somewhere instead of just going from point A to point B. Made it back from the color tour drive. As you can tell from my attire, it's raining more than it was, but we have Oktoberfest, so all is right. Cheers. All right, so this weather is not getting any better. Big surprise. But yeah, I figure I'm gonna take you around and show you some of these cars before people start taking off, because I think pretty soon people are gonna be getting out of here. The weather it's kind of nasty. So yeah, let's take a quick little tour around, you know, see if you can see. It's a lot smaller show than usual, but big surprise, I know, all the nasty weather today, but still some really cool stuff out here. One of the more interesting arrivals, there was a Swedish invasion. I can't really explain, but yeah, two of these things are not like the others, but being a former owner of two Saabs, I approve. I'm okay with this. Hello, Volkswagen. So here's what they've turned the carriage house into. This is our German beer hall for the afternoon. Soon this will be way more full. We got food in the back corner, and I think the band's getting set up over here. That's not the whole band, trust me, there's more. But yeah, really cool building, got the heat on, got the doors closed. Gonna have some food here in a minute. Oh buddy, food's looking pretty good. That was an exciting experience. We're ducking out a little early. I usually stick around till 2 o'clock or so. It's about 12:30. bailing a little early. You know, it's a smaller show, a little harder to walk around and enjoy looking at all the cars in the rain, but got to see some cool stuff, some people I've met in the past. Everybody seemed to be having a good time. It's going to be nice to get home a little early and watch some college football. Should be a nice football afternoon, nice rainy, gloomy day to hang around. I will say, as usual, the German food they put out is fantastic. You know, I'm sure it's no Germany, but I feel like it's pretty good for middle of nowhere in Michigan. So one of the other reasons this Oktoberfest show is kind of special to me is it's usually this weekend, the 14th, 15th-ish of October. And my dad's birthday is the 18th, and since this was his car and everything, after he passed and it became mine, I decided that the 18th of October would be the day that I put it away every year, since it's Michigan, and typically you don't get a whole lot of good driving days after mid-October anyway. Sure, could I be talked into a nice drive if there was a couple nice days? Maybe, but my typical plan is park the car basically by the 18th. So today is the 14th, so I've got a couple days left. So this is usually the last major hurrah for the car before it gets some fuel treatment and some dryer sheets and a car cover and gets thrown out in my pole barn for the winter. So it's always kind of a nice show. That's why even in the rain I wanted to come out and make sure I made this happen. It's maybe not the most pleasant, but it's one of this car's big events of the year. So I'm glad we got to do it. Thanks everybody for checking out the video. I'm glad you all stopped by to take a look. I talked about it earlier, if you all aren't subscribed, please do so. If you are, I appreciate you coming back and checking out another video. Leave me a like if you like the video. We might have a couple of repair projects this fall on the car, as well as on the dune buggy and some other stuff. So look forward to catching the next video. Thanks.